You're looking down at the 16 acres of ground zero destroyed on 9/11. Those two squares marking the place where once stood the giant towers, the pride of the New York skyline, the World Trade Centers. And it's been said so often that we are not the same nation. It changed on September 12th. If we lost something that day, did we reclaim something last night besides the terrible wisdom that comes with suffering? John Donvan reflects.
It started, of course, with New York City's skyline, and yes, he changed that into this, and then into this, which is forever. But what did he change about who we are and how we live? Because remember who we were before 9/11, last man standing after a long Cold War that we won. A country delighting in such amenities as a roaring stock market and this new internet thing, where one of the most pressing political questions was how to use the budget surplus.
The national debt will be completely eliminated.
And where most Americans didn't have much of an opinion about the Muslims who lived among them, all of which changed because of bin Laden. Because first we went into Afghanistan to get him, and then came the war in Iraq. And sacrifices we didn't want to have to make, nevertheless, had to be made. Decisions, too, like where to put the prisoners, and where to try the terrorists, and laws we never imagined having to write.
The Patriot Act, was necessary to protect the country.
Were written and passed. And scandals erupted that had to be investigated. And even while it seemed at times that the walls were closing in on us, both for long-timers and for the youngest among us, whose futures might now seem to have fear built in forever, while the grown-ups argued about the wars,
end the war,
and about religion,
to protest this non-religious mosque.
Even in all these ways that he cost us, maybe even changed us, he still did not get what he wanted, what he used to predict in those tapes that he put out, that the U.S. would dissolve under all this pressure. It has not. And a military that has more respect now at home than in half a century because of the war bin Laden started. When they got him, it put all of us Americans on the same page of history again, for this moment at least, just as we were on that morning that he changed the skyline. John Donvan, ABC News, Washington.